The only people who don't like cuss words is people who like peeps. Be advised. Hey y'all, I'm Jenn. I'm from Oakland, and I'm a queer, black feminist scholar.
This is Daren, hailing from the mean streets of Anaheim. I'm an introvert, a novelist, and a nerd.
We're early 30-somethings with 3 kids and over a decade of marriage.
This is a podcast about the realities of Blackness and adult life. We do adult differently.
This is That Black Couple. Hello friends. It's episode 32 of That Black Couple, and this is a look back episode, and I'm so excited.
It's not a look back episode.
It is a look back. It's a look back and a look forward.
You know, look back so that you can look into the future?
Yeah, how do you look in the future without looking back?
Well, because you're in the present, so
you got to look back to remember where you're going.
Because
you need to know where you've been.
But we're made up of the past.
Okay, so last episode was a look back episode. This is a looking back to look forward episode.
I like that better.
Thank you. So anyway, everyone grab some. I feel like this is a champagne episode. I feel like we have some big things going on. It's 2022. We made it to 2022.
Yeah. Toast to us.
Toast to us.
Toast to you.
Toast to you. Right? Like, fuck this shit. It's been hard.
2021 is
gone.
It's over. It's
bye,
done.
girl. Bye, bitch. Bye, girl. Bye, 2021. Right? So get that champagne, pop that bottle, and sit down. I'm Jenn.
And I'm Daren.
And this is That Black Couple. And we're so happy you're here.
The one thing I really want to make sure that you all know is that we are available everywhere. You can stream us everywhere. That means you can go to iTunes, you can go to Spotify, you can go to Stitcher, you can go to Google Podcast, wherever you need to go, wherever it is that you listen to your podcast. We will be found there.
Yes, and if you want to find us on Twitter and Instagram, it's That BLK Couple, because someone stole That Black Couple and isn't using it.
Wow.
Boot them off of that, please. And on Facebook at That Black Couple. Look us up on the internet at www.thatblackcouple.com. So let's get into it, y'all.
Let's do it.
And this will be a conversation. So let's talk about the last episode. Episode 31, we talked about all of our favorite episodes, our favorite moments, our favorite laughs, our favorite intellectualisms from the last 2 seasons of That Black Couple. That probably is my favorite episode that we've ever done because it's fucking hilarious. It's the summation of who we are. I feel like as podcasters, we like to be funny. We like to keep it light, but we also talk about very serious issues. We talk about polyamory. We talk about race and raising children. We talk about being very black. We talk about corporate America. We talk about labor and the inequalities in sleep. I mean, we've talked about everything over these last 2 years, and we're going to keep doing it.
And that's honestly why I loved that last episode. I feel like it really summed up what we are as a podcast. Mm-hmm. And like you said, it was hilarious. I had so much fun recording that. But I think the other piece about it is I feel like we don't do enough looking back. Like we don't really go back and listen to our episodes over and over and over. Mm-hmm. And so it was great, I think, even for us to get a refresher to be like, that was some shit that you did and it was hilarious and it's funnier the second time. So I suggest you all, number one, go back, listen to episode 31. It was fucking hilarious. Mm-hmm. I know you're going to laugh because we were dying laughing. Mm-hmm. And then also, go back and listen to some of those episodes that we referenced because they are some of our absolute best.
Yes. And I think the important thing is that as we move into this new season, right, and we're going to talk about where we're going, as we move into this new season, we always want to talk about where we've been. We want to talk about, when we were podcasting in that basement in Chicago and didn't know what equipment to buy and we're trying to figure out our sound. I mean, we had some episodes where the sound was really questionable. I mean, highly questionable. I mean, we definitely sound like we were in a fish tank during a windstorm and, it's ghetto and it's fine. And we put that shit out anyway, because you know what? We don't give a shit.
But look at us now.
We're a Taurus and a Virgo.
Do you hear this crystal clear sound?
Do you hear how crispy it is, bro? It's crisp.
It feeds and nourishes my insides.
Did you hear that S leading into that? Be crisp. It's crispy. Pop. You know what I'm saying? We got these pop filters and they're still popping over here. So, that's where we've been. And in terms of where we're going, I'm really excited because we have been using a graphic for the podcast that was drawn of us in 2003. We were walking through Universal Studios in California, newly dating. Were we dating? Yes, we were dating.
Yes, we were dating.
Just dating. And this caricature dude was like, hey, I want to draw y'all. And we was like, cool, that's fine. And he drew a really amazing character of us. I am still flummoxed. I am still like, wow, bro, you should have been paid more for that. And we used that caricature that you all see from season 1 to season 2. We used that caricature for our wedding invites, for our save the dates. We have been using this caricature for 20 years. And it's time to retire.
I mean, I would say it still looks like us. Theoretically. I mean, there's been some aesthetic changes. I mean, you had hair.
I had hair.
Picture. You no longer have hair.
I had glasses. I don't wear them anymore.
I didn't have
you
glasses.
You didn't have
in
glasses.
I now
and
do
you
wear
now
glasses
have
all
glasses.
the time.
Yeah.
But I think still a good representation
of
us.
Your beard didn't connect back then.
Yeah, my beard didn't connect
your beard didn't connect back then.
We just fully come into adulthood and into ourselves since that snapshot in time, and now we have an updated.
We definitely have moved into grown and sexy, and we need to have a graphic that looks grown and sexy, and our podcast intro needs to be re-recorded because why? We started that when we were in our early 30s.
It's not accurate no more. And we damn near pushing 40 now. This is a whole different vibe. Now, I would still argue, and I have been saying this for weeks and weeks and weeks, when people see us in person, they don't think that we look like our age.
Nah, bro. We
still look early 30s,
definitely aging,
late 20s.
We're definitely aging quite well over here.
The black is not crackening over here.
Not on the outside.
Okay.
These knees popping though. These knees.
Yeah, my back don't hold up.
The way these knees is set up.
But the way we look. At first glance. Like,
what they say at church? We don't look like what we've been through.
we don't look like people that have brought children to the earth. Okay.
And
I'm still proud of it.
And we have a high schooler. You know what I'm saying? Things are different now. So we will be giving the podcast a facelift, an uplift. And we're just trying to, get ourselves with the times. The format of the podcast will also change.
This is, I think, the part that I'm most excited about.
Yeah. I mean, we have had a lot of different formats and just try to figure out what we're going to do. I mean, the basic structure has always been the same of like the intro and where we came from and why we're here and then the conversation and the reflection. But what we're going to do differently is we're going to have shorter podcast episodes. They'll be closer to 30 minutes, probably between 30 and 45 minutes. So highly listenable, very easy to pop them in while you're driving to work or whatever.
On the train. And we're going to have our deep dive episodes, but we're also going to have our rundowns. We did a rundown about a year ago or maybe more. And it was one of these kind of episodes where we're like, here's all the things we missed while we were away. And honestly, people love that episode. Yeah.
That's one of the all-time favorites. We just talked about all the things that happen in pop culture. We don't spend a lot of time talking about pop culture because we never want to be a pop culture podcast. We always want to have deeper dives here and talk about things that are actually more applicable to your daily life on an ongoing basis that don't have to be stuck to the headlines, But we absolutely will talk about pop culture where it pertains to the subjects that we are concerned about.
Exactly. And I think that's one thing that I love about our podcast is I feel like it's timeless. I feel like you can go back to episode 1 to now and all of the things that we've talked about are still relevant today.
Yeah.
And I don't want, like you said, I don't want to be a podcast where we recorded this week and if it takes us too long, the world has moved on and no one cares about what we're talking about anymore.
Right.
Everything that we talk about will always be that type of content that you can listen to now. You can listen to it 5 years from now. You can listen to it 20 years from now, and it will still be salient. But we do want to have some faster episodes that kind of really do talk about what's going on today, but put it in that larger context of what does this mean for race? What does this mean for sex? What does this mean for gender? What does it mean in all of these larger contexts? We will still be doing that. We will still be delivering that, but just packaged a little differently.
Absolutely. And we want to make sure we have 2 episodes every single month. So there'll always be one deep dive and one rundown. And I think that'll really change the kind of vibe of the podcast and really kind of, I think, bring folks to the conversation. I'm excited about where this goes next in terms of who we start to interact with. I'm trying to get Daren out the house so he can talk to people. Maybe we can go live this year. I would love.
I mean, you are trying some new things. You've tried to take my picture.
Yeah, we're trying to take Daren's picture.
Tried to now video record me.
Y'all, we about to be on TikTok. Go holler at us on TikTok.
And that's where we're going. You were shaking things up for me.
Yes.
Taking me a little bit outside of
Hold
my
on a
comfort
minute though.
zone.
Shout out to our social media strategist,
Yes.
Mayo. That's who we need to talk to. It's really Mayo. Mayo is the nigga, okay? And he came in and was like, "Hey friends, so y'all are great, but also be better." He was like, yeah, take pictures, go on TikTok, talk to people. You have a vibe, go do it. So, this is not just us. We've been thinking about these things for a while, but we have an awesome and amazing team behind us. So we're growing over here. And I think that's a good segue for us to talk about the larger business.
This podcast is supported by generous donations from listeners and readers of our mom and dad's web magazine, watercoolerconvos.com. You can stream the show on Spotify, Google Play, Apple iTunes, Stitcher, and SoundCloud. When you listen, please consider hitting that heart button, sharing, giving us a 5-star rating, and leaving some dope comments. This helps us with our page rankings and gets more listeners for the show. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah.
So obviously we just talked about all of these announcements for our podcast and how that's changing. This was a part of a much bigger, larger overhaul that's been happening behind the scenes for, I would say, maybe 2 years now. That has been in process. And that has been the formation of our media company, Color Convos Media.
Yes, sir.
Color Convos Media, like I said, has been in process for a while. It does encapsulate the podcast. It also includes our forthcoming literary magazine, Water Cooler Lit.
Yep.
And any other ventures that we will be doing. And that's kind of really what the whole point is to not just be a podcast, just not to be people that you can see on the internet talking about things, just not being writers, but actually taking all of that to the next level to include the work that we are doing, but also to invite other people in and to support the work that they are doing as well.
Absolutely. And more specifically, Colored Convos Media, which you can find on the internet at coloredconvos.com, coloredconvos.com, is an organization that we have created to support queer and Black content creators, mostly writers and graphic design folks, but we are open to photographers and fine arts folks, but we really want to make sure that there's a place where folks can come and get connected to other content creators, get support for their work, get paid for their work. That's the point of the literary magazine. So Water Cooler Literary, we will be launching that within the year. You'll hear more about that if you follow us on our social media platforms. Find Color Convos Media on all social media platforms, including Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. And what you can do as you're waiting to hear more information is obviously go ahead and listen to this podcast. But we have newsletters coming out that you'll be able to sign up for. We have a relaunch for the podcast coming up on the 22nd of January. Color Convos Media's relaunch is also happening at the same time. So this is really an opportunity to get connected. We would love to have people excited about this work, excited about what we do. We are not just creating a podcast so that we can be talking heads and, passively engaging in these conversations. We absolutely want to do something. We want to make a change. We are queer people and we want to support queer people. So this podcast is not just because we like hearing ourselves talk. This is because we actually care about what happens with queer Black folk.
Yeah. And I'm so excited about all of these changes. I'm excited about what we're doing here at the podcast. I'm so excited about our plans for Water Cooler Literary. I really wish
that's going to be your baby.
I could just tell you all the things that we have planned.
Nah.
But what I can say is we're actually really trying to be a different kind of literary magazine, one that I don't think has ever really existed before.
Yes, sir.
And it's because we're coming from a place of not just giving people a platform for their work, but obviously, like you said, wanting to pay them, but also trying to support them in the process as well, which I've never seen before. And I think is so important, especially when you think about the Black media landscape and how in a lot of ways it's shrinking and consolidating. And I think a lot of opportunities for Black creatives have kind of disappeared. And so I'm really excited about creating a new outlet for that and what that kind of means. But then also, like you were talking about, kind of being out here a little bit more and, you know, doing the social media thing a little bit more. We actually were just on we just recorded an episode with the Love is Black
podcast. Yeah, that was fun.
Which was hella fun.
Hella fun, bro.
And that will be released very soon. And it's not just audio, there will be video, so you will see our faces.
Darren went on video. Oh, Darren.
I look good though. So
you did. Of course you do.
Of course.
Of course. I mean,
let's make it clear. That's not why I don't like
That's
it.
the weird part. I'd be like, why don't you want to go on camera? You fine.
Okay.
My friends be like, well, he fine. So what is the problem? I'm like, this nigga just weird. He's just weird.
Yeah, like don't get it twisted. I can show up and show out. You know.
Don't let a nigga find a suit with some tails on it. I don't let him find a tux. Oh, no, we can't get this nigga in the house.
I will stunt.
But let somebody pull out a camera. He's gone.
Yeah, you know, it's just not my preference.
Appears. He's not going to be in front of the camera.
It's not that I can't do it. It's just I choose not to. It's a choice. Okay.
He's not taking the picture, man. He's not taking the picture. We really got to work on this in 2022. You know what, friends who are listening to this? You know, don't say oh no. You know what, friends who are listening to this? I am mobilizing because you know what? I need help. So if y'all can feel my plight over here, I've been with this man for 20 years, and I have so few pictures of this man in the last 10 years. Like there are so many pictures of me by myself, me with the kids. And he will be there with me. He'll be off camera, like just off camera,
or taking the picture.
Y'all. If you see this man in the streets, let this nigga know it's time for him to take some more pictures. If you message us. If you comment on the podcast and be like, Daren, take a picture. Like, I think that he needs positive reinforcement that it's okay and that the camera will not take his soul.
And I will be honest. If people make requests, and this is how we work as a couple, as a podcast, as a company, as a whole. When people make requests, we are very likely to fulfill said requests.
Request pictures of this man. I'm exhausted.
You can find my mom and dad, aka That Black Couple, on the web at thatblackcouple.com. That Black Couple is owned and operated by Colored Convos Media. If you would like to help fund our content, sign up at www.patreon.com/coloredconvosmedia. Please consider giving $5 or $10 per month to help us build our platform and grow our organization. You can also give one-time donations at www.paypal.me/watercoolerconvos. All donations are welcome.
So anyway, that is what's coming with the podcast. And we are so grateful to y'all for rocking with us for these last,
a lot of years.
It's been like 6 years?
Is that right?
Chicago?
Damn.
2016?
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Well, y'all like us or something. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you liked us before, you're going to like us a lot more now. Because the shit is getting saucy over here, okay? But yeah, anything else you'd like to add, Daren, before we close out this final episode of season 2?
I just want to say deuces to 2021.
Check them deuces.
And I want to say for 2022, we are going to be bigger.
Yes.
We are going to be better.
Yes.
We are going to be badder.
Yes.
And damn it, we're going to be blacker.
Blacker! How? Oh, I want to try.
Oh, they will see.
Oh, I want to try for sure.
It's gonna be glorious.
Oh, I want another B word. Is there something else that this B word describes gay? Boisterous-er?
Bodaciouser?
Bodaciouser. Blam blammer.
Badassery?
I like blam blammer. I'm about to be blam blam. We love y'all.
Thank y'all for listening. Before you go, make sure you follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ThatBLKCouple, on Facebook at ThatBlackCouple, and look us up on the internets at www.thatblackcouple.com.
Bye.